Hi, I'm Alex.
Natalia.
And I'm Kevin.
And we're the blue team. And this is our FileMaker Pro end of the project video. So the first thing we want to show you is how we're going to create the sales table and actually import everything from the script. So this first thing that I'm showing you right here is a SQL file that will import all the tables, import all the rows, and then at the end it will actually create each of these CSV files. And as you go in there, you can kind of see, hey, look, there's all the information. And you can validate it right there, make sure that nothing went wrong, make sure that there's no errors in the SQL queries. So right here we have a almost blank FileMaker Pro file. The only things that we really have are two scripts right here. So the first one we're going to do is add tables. So that's going to add each of those tables along with the different fields that we need. So just like we had employee and customer, those CSVs with all those different fields, we have it right now here in FileMaker, just at the click of a button. So we'll say OK, and we have a little bit of a manual part right here just to help whoever is actually doing the importing, however they want to actually import the different variables, they can actually choose how they want to do it in case as time goes on maybe the column headers have changed, or maybe they find out that when they actually did the first name and last name like you see here, it's actually not right, so we'll do matching names, and look, now our first name is actually going to first name instead of last name. So things like that, and we'll do it for this first one, and then we'll do the other ones, but we won't show you that since it's pretty repetitive. Alright, so we just went through and did that same task that we did for customer, but we went through and did them for all of these. And now that we're done, we will close it, save it, close the little manage scripts, and then we will run that script. And as you can see now, we have records for each of these. And right now, if we go to say the fields for orders, it does have some validate, making sure that the date is a 4-year date and all that, but for orders, you really should only be able to have a customer number that the customer already exists in your customer table. And some of that validation and ensuring can't really work in the way the import works. So as you want to change your different rules and the way your business is set up, that's what would be your next step. We have actually done that in ours right here. This is what our final project looks like. So I will go to that same one for orders, and you see that there's more here. We have like by value lists. And that really, what it does is dynamically creating a list of customer numbers that we already have. And the same thing with employee. If you look in order line, you'll see that the order number is the same way. And so things like that, and with our ship date now being a calculated field, some of those things that you just have to change. And so now we first want to show you that we do in fact have the tabs. We'll go a little bit more in depth in just a second. You just saw the home one that has buttons for each of the searches if you want to go to any of those searches. Again, we'll see those searches as we go on. Employee, we have customer, orders, and products as well. So those are the tabs. We'll dive deep into customer first right now, and you can add a new customer just with this button, and we've kept kind of the same design as we go through everything. So we'll say customer 123, his name will be John Smith, with the gender of male from Mankato, and then state. We have a really cool thing going on here. There's actually a state table just used as a lookup table. So right now, if let's say there's a lot of M's, you're in Missouri, but you don't know Missouri. Is it MI? Is it MO? What's going on? So you can just use this, find you, put it in there, and it'll actually just put the MO in the table. It won't put Missouri in there. And we'll save this person and confirm that we do in fact want to save it. And if we go to our next button, we see right there we have John Smith from Mankato, Missouri. And then if you want to check out various orders for a certain customer, we'll actually go back to, there we go, this is someone who has a couple orders in using the same employee. And you can see all their various orders. If you want to check out the order lines for one order, so right now the order of 1087 really only just has one, but this would fill up as there was more and more, and you can click other ones to check out them. This one is obviously empty at this point. Some editing has been going on, so that one may have changed. And if you want to edit that order line, this will actually take you to the order line list, and right here you can see that it is highlighted, so if you want to change various things like product number and things like that, you can do that right here. And we'll close that. And you can also edit these orders right from here. So let's say that the order date for this one is now going to change to August 10th. We see that switched to August 10th, the ship date again 5 days later, and our shipping method is also a drop down to ensure that we know it's going to be one of those values. And another one that you can do, the validation is obviously occurring while you do this. We have a chart right here showing you the amount that each of the customers has actually bought. So we see right here we have customer 1024, he's purchased almost $14,000 worth of product and things like that. We have these new customers right here that they don't really have anything. So there's kind of the chart explaining that. And if you wanted to, for whatever reason, let's say add a new order. You know, this customer came in, they want to have a new order, we'll do that. They will did this with employee 1015 and July 2nd, ships on July 7th, 5 days later, and there you go. You just added a new order, and you can continue on with adding new orders and then adding new order lines. But if, say, you find out that that order was erroneous, you want to actually get rid of it, right here we have a delete button, and that will just delete that record right from the customer tab. You don't have to be in orders, you can do it here too, so that's pretty nifty. And if we go back to our customer information tab, you can also search all customers. So if you want to go here and we want to find that all those people from MO, right here we see just John Smith is the only person from MO, that's our Missouri. And you can do a bunch of different searches, they're very powerful. FileMaker has a lot of different abilities. So we'll go back and now we will show you our employee tab right here. And again, you can do things like add new employee. Let's go 1, 2, 3, and we will do Jiffy Smith, which is a male, and date of birth of July 3rd this year. A very young person on our employees. Now, we will save that one and confirm it. Again, the various validations are things like right here. You can see that sex is part of a value list, you know, that M and F, making sure that you don't have to worry about capital and all that. Indexing the last name for quicker searches along with the E number, making sure that E number is unique, things like that. All that validation occurs right when you click that save button. So we'll go next. We see that we have Jiffy Smith right here, and if we want to edit and add more, it works just the same as the other one did. So we'll add that this person is located in Mankato, MN, and they started right at birth, always have been with us, and we will save that. And you see that some of this information that we just added is not actually in this tab. Where it actually is right here in the HR info. That was kind of one of our optional tasks rather that we took over, is splitting up some of the data between some of these tabs for employees. So as you wanted to develop this project, you could have certain people only have rights to certain views and stuff like that, so you could have the HR department only be able to see this, or when they edit, this is kind of one of those security things. Maybe you don't want HR to be able to change the first name and last name. Maybe that requires a little bit more higher privilege. So right here you can go in here and say the position is janitor. And you can save that, and you see that it's changed there, and that's how you can kind of split up the data and various things like that. So right now we will show you all the orders. Right now we're looking at that person we just created. They obviously don't have any orders, but let's go back one, and now we have this person who has one order right here for this customer. You have all that information right there. If you want to check out the different order lines, we have this right here, order line number, product number, quantity, line total, with the overall total, which is equal right there. And of course you can do the same thing where you're editing new ones here. So just like customer, keeping that kind of consistent feel throughout the product, we have again another chart. This one's just a different one. It made more sense to have the employee one as a pie chart saying which employees have given us how much of our total sales. So right now we see employee 1004, they really have given us 59% of our sales. So we should try and keep them on board, keep them happy, and they will keep making us money. And another one of the bonuses, just like the other tabs, we have a search all employees right here. So again, if you want to check out who 1004 is, you go right here, we see it's Albert Wittes, and right there. So you have all his information right there if you want to figure out where to go to give him a high five for all of his great sales. And the next thing we have is our product tab, so we'll go on over to here, and again, very similar layout. We'll quickly add one here. Let's go add, and product number, we'll say that now Apple came out with a new MacBook, and the price for that MacBook is $1,000, and it costs us $500 to make. Oops. And click in the category, and that category is going to be computer. And so we will save this, confirm that we want to save, and if we go next all the way to the end, because it's our last product that we just added, and right here we see Apple MacBook, you know, all that same data. So let's go and edit. And we see right here when we do the edit, we have some of those drop downs that are being dynamically updated. Obviously, computer is now in there, that wasn't in there before. If we find out that the new MacBook is going to be game, we'll switch it to that. It's same cost, same price, everything. Save, and now you see it has in fact changed. And so now we'll show you all related orders for a certain product. So let's go back to, say, there we go, Microsoft Xbox controller orders. There are a lot of them. So right here you see, you know, order line 3 of order 1066. There was 2 of them bought. There's our price for the product, and here's your total. And then you can we even have it where it's summed up right here of all the totals. We know that for this product we've sold $22,000 worth of it. It's pretty awesome. And again, we have charts. This is for each product that we have. We have this many products. We have 2, 4, 5, and this is how much are being sold. And I believe this is that controller that we're just looking at. That's 65% of our sales. So we know that this product is really a hot seller right now. Yeah. And just like the other ones, we have a search all products. So if you want to search everything that, say, Microsoft created, but you don't really remember how to spell Microsoft, it's a long name, so let's just start typing and we'll do micro. And then if you click enter, you see that everything that Microsoft is, that has the Microsoft brand, is right here, and here's all their information. So that's another one of our little optional objectives that we went for. And the final tab that we'll show you is the orders. Again, pretty similar. We'll create a new order. Order will go 168. Customer and employee, they have to already exist, so this dropdown is actually being dynamically created. As you see, we have 123. That's our employee that's been with us since birth. And the order date, we'll say that this order happened July 1st. Pretty impressive. And ship method, 1 day air, and then you can save it, you know, confirm it. Obviously that same validation that you've seen throughout happens here again, so we'll go all the way through these. Since it's our last record, it takes a little while to get there, and here it is, all the information. The ship date, as you see, has been 5 days plus order date, and the customer employee, you saw all those drop downs. I'll show you again here in the edit that if we find out that it was not actually that customer, it was this one, someone typed it in wrong, there you go, and maybe they actually wanted 2 day air. So there's all those, same employee, we'll keep it as, and we'll save that. And we also have a drop down here for the different order lines. So say this person wanted to get the new MacBook that we created, and they actually want 4 of them. So as you saw, as it was going on, when we put in product number, price automatically filled in since it is the price of the product. And then when we filled in quantity, we got a new total, which is just simple multiplication, and the order line was automatically updated to keep it different for every order line. And if we want to edit the overall order, I showed you that right here. They just called, let us know that the order is not actually going to go through until the 3rd, so we'll change that, save it. And you can also edit right here, so we find out they are pushing it back, but they're going to buy an extra one. They found out that they needed it, and things are getting updated on the fly. And if need be, you can also delete an order line right here. So we'll delete that one just to show it off. And again, here is a chart just like the other ones. This one's a bit of a kind of that sideways bar graph, just because some of these numbers, they get pretty big as you get bigger orders. This helps it so there's not collision between those numbers. So right here you see that there were 2 orders that we sold just a massive amount, but here is pretty much our average area, and you can kind of see the axis that's around, you know, maybe $1,200 or $12,000 rather. And just like the other ones, we have some search buttons that you can search for different things. So we'll do search all orders, and you want to find everything that say order number 1077. See if there was in fact with that number. Here's the customer, employee, order date, all that stuff. And if we go back, and we'll go back to orders, you can also search order lines. So again, if you wanted to do 1077, you wanted to find all the order lines, and you preferred this view as opposed to finding it that other way, you can do it this way as well. And along with the other features that Find has. And really that is kind of our overall product. Right here on this home screen, those searches that we just talked about are right here as well. They operate the same way. Basically, the idea was right when you came in, if you wanted to just do a search and have that be the way you start your day, that it's right here. It's a lot easier. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.